Hey YouTube, here I am again playing the Stanley Parable, and the only thing I can think of to do is try to get through that door.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh wait, and I also turned
Stanley
on
decided to
subtitles.
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Didn't this go right before? That's messed up. Awaiting input. Okay, whatever that means. Okay, so... yeah, I need to go follow what he says.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
And through the boardroom.
Yet there was not a single person here
this is the annoying
either.
part, having
Feeling
to
a
do this.
wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to
missed
go
the
up to
door.
his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yeah.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Boss's up. Whoops. Boss's office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
Oh, come on.
That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments
Should've
with
waited
some
a
calming New Age music.
Oh my god. Okay, that's enough. That's enough. That's enough.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated,
like New Age
Stanley calmly walked
music too
forward
much.
into the opened passageway.
Okay. Okay. Snap, crackle, pop. This place is in very good shape.
Stanley
isn't it?
walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Wonder if
What
this is-
horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I wonder if it's that person's job just to sit there and turn on everything. I guess that'd be just as mindless as Stanley's job. Randomly doing things that it says on this computer.
Now the
Sounds like
monitors
fun.
jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
No,
Each bore the number of an employee in the building,
Okay,
Stanley's
come on.
co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images
So
on a
impatient.
screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't
Stanley,
it?
your job
Was it
was
even
pressing
possible?
buttons when it told
Had he
you
truly
to.
spent his entire life
Seriously.
utterly blind to the world?
Okay.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very
There's a
place.
door. It's
And as the
not
cold
very big.
reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Yep.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode,
Awesome.
eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. Now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Hey.
It's your time to shine.
The
You
door didn't
are the
open
star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's
on, the door didn't
desires.
open.
Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about
2.
me, where we're going.
I don't
What all
understand
this
the numbers.
means. I barely know where to
2's
start.
over here.
What's that?
2.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are. A moment of solace before you're obliterated.
See if I have to
All
go
right,
press
I'm in a good mood.
button.
You're going to die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your
Say
office
2.
forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside,
I don't
or I
get
let
it.
it burn
Where's
to
this-
a
what is
crisp.
this?
I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go.
Come on, that door.
But
I
I'm
don't
sure
get why it
whatever I
didn't
come
open.
up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stan. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh, dear me. What's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer
Pretty
that
much.
something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you.
I don't know
Running
if
from
there
button
is.
to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? But you really believe there's an answer? How many times will you replay this bit, looking desperately for a solution? 10? 100? 1,000? I look forward to finding out and to watching the bomb go off each time you fail. Just you and me and the retching explosion of fire and metal over and over and over for all of eternity. And Stanley died again.
Yeah, well,
And Stanley died again. And Stanley died again. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another
run.
choice.
No, I just
Make
want to hit
it
the on
count.
button. I don't know
Or
what
don't.
happens.
It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every
Okay.
second of your inevitable life from
That
the moment we
sucks.
fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Bye. Okay, I don't get it. Like, what else is there to do? That door, I don't understand. That door was open. Like, what did I do that time to make it open and close? This time. Whoa. It just didn't do it. And the passcode? What's the passcode? I don't know. No. I was gonna say 2845, but I can't. There's only 5 numbers. What's with the papers everywhere?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Holy messy.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Avoiding input. Fun.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Why can't I click on that? Input received. Okay, whatever that means. Holy. It's a lot of mess. Ah.
When Stanley came to a set of
go this
two
way
open...
again.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Of course, why wouldn't I want to do that?
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deep, but eager to get back to business? Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, gonna go straight. I don't
Stanley
remember
was so
what's this
bad
way.
at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm
Can I,
not.
like,
I
jump
realize
onto
that
this?
investing your trust in someone else can be
Okay, this is
difficult.
scary.
But the
Ah.
fact... What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you
know if I
that
could do that or
convinced that I
not.
want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to
Danger
convince you
everywhere.
of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side.
Sure you are.
Give me a chance.
Warning. Do not stand on the side of the fence. Okay. Oh,
Now
jeez.
listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
And gonna go through the blue door.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
Gonna go through the blue door again.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
Didn't even give me a blue door option. Oh, he's trying to trick me.
All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
It's kind of dingy. Oh, jeez.
You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map, because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
He's a
Was it worth
multitasker.
ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I
He's
put a lot of
narrating,
time
but
into
he's
that?
not finished
Because I
building it.
did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see.
Not
Help
really.
me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires
even
of
see
yours.
anything.
What would have made this game better?
Door over
What
there.
did you want
Door
to
over there.
see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback.
Okay.
There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Yes.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Okay. What is going on? Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. In total, doors open, doors attempted, steps taken, endings achieved. So the numbers. 21% of the players skipped the intro sequence. Only the worst 3% of players chose the blue door. How long does it take you to get to the correct door? Compete against others to improve your Stanley Parable score. I'm ranked 9,328. And I'm offline. Okay. Let's, I guess, go back through this door.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Not really.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing.
Okay.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh, jeez. I don't think I want to know what this is.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger.
What?
You click the button to move him back to the right.
Oh my
and
God.
if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful
That's so
game.
mean.
All about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours.
Oh my God.
So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
I'm
Be
not
sure to
sitting
keep
here for
notes
4
on your
hours.
experience.
Okay, he's just messing with me, right? 4 hours of this? I don't think so. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, baby. Sorry. Oh my God.
You heartless bastard.
I am a heartless
Did you do it
bastard.
because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to
Not
try.
make me do that for
I'm
4
out.
hours?
I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
You're welcome.
Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes. This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.